Hey everyone, Mozart here. A few days ago I was contacted by a fan who said that they were writing a story based on unexpected attachment and was wondering if I would do a reading of it on my channel. I thought it sounded like a cool thing to do, so here it is. Five Nights at Freddy's: The Next Generation Part 1 by Pandas. I apologize in advance for my terrible Foxy voice, as well as the other character voices, because they probably suck, but I'll do my best anyway. Well, here it goes. I walked into the pizzeria and saw purple curtains with silver stars on them. I could just make out an animatronic head in the shape of a fox. I shyly walked up to the curtains. Stop being such an idiot. There's no way such a cool animatronic like him would like you. My self-doubt started to talk to me again. Being a 12-year-old means I am a bit abusive to myself. He smiled at me kindly, but I saw the sadness on his face when I ran off in tears. I ran into a corridor and slumped against the wall. I brought my knees up to my chest and sobbed into them. I heard footsteps approach towards me. "I saw you walk up to me, lassie. I got worried when you ran off," a voice said, making me look up in a startle. "Sorry, in case I scared you. My name be Foxy the Pirate Fox. And what be your name, lassie?" the fox asked me politely. The fox was very tall compared to me. He had an eye patch over his right eye and a hook on the corresponding hand. I tried to find my voice, but couldn't with so many tears falling down my face. Foxy knelt down in front of me and handed me a handkerchief. I dabbed my tear-smudged cheeks with the red handkerchief and handed it back to Foxy. "I'm still waitin' for my answer. What be your name, lass?" I found my voice, but was very shaken from my crying. I'm Rose. I'm sorry I ran off earlier, Foxy. It's just, I don't have any friends, and I always come to this pizzeria once a week. Everyone just thinks I'm a nerd and that I'm antisocial. Everyone just thinks of me as a silhouette on the wall. I feel a fat tear roll down my face. "Well, Rose, I'll be your friend. I can also introduce you to my friends." Foxy gestured to the animatronics on the stage performing a show in front of a lot of children. I imagined having a robot friend and having them remember me each time I walk into the pizzeria. "Yes, I think I would like that," I whispered, too happy to speak out loud. Foxy stood up and held out his hand to help me stand up. As I stood back on my feet, Ruby Leylond started to walk down the hall with her friends, Missy and Kitty, the school bullies of Callaway Middle School. They pushed kids out of the way as they headed down towards me and Foxy. "Well, look who decided to cry their heart out again," Ruby taunted. Usually I never had the courage to stand up to Ruby and her friends, but after talking to Foxy, I felt stronger. "What do you want, Ruby?" I asked her in my fiercest voice, which turned out to be kind of scary. "We want to know why you're hanging out with a freak show such as this costume," Missy snooted, watching Foxy turn around and seeing that what was in front of me was no person in a costume, but Foxy the Pirate Fox. His eyes turned black with white pupils in the middle. He flew into a rage, like a kid with anger issues. After chasing away the girls, Foxy dug around in his pocket and pulled out a gold coin. He said to put one hand out, and he placed the coin in my small, compared to his, hand. I looked into Foxy's eyes and saw my reflection. My auburn hair tumbled over my shoulders. My green eyes were like freshly watered grass, with my purple butterfly shirt, black skirt with little blue flowers imprinted on it, and with my black ballet slippers with white socks to complete my look. I thought I looked quite pretty, but everyone else didn't seem to care. "You take good care of that coin now, my girl," Foxy assured, and writing something on a piece of paper. "How would you like to become my first mate?" Foxy asked in his mysterious voice. "Would I said excitedly. He held out his piece of paper, which was a hand-drawn picture of Foxy. "I want you to meet a very special friend." Foxy led me toward a corner with the music box playing, my grandfather's clock, which is one of my favorite lullabies. I stepped up to the box and knocked thrice on it. A creaking noise startled me. A thin black and white striped figure with a mask with violet tear tracks running down it and rosy red cheeks emerged from it. "Hello, Foxy. How may I be of assistance?" the figure spoke in an airy kind of voice. "Puppet, I would like you to meet my first mate, Rose. Now, Rose, if you have any questions you would like to ask the puppet, go ahead," Foxy explained to the puppet and myself. I thought for a few minutes, then knew the perfect questions to ask. "Well, is it true that you're opening up a new pizza place?" I asked the puppet politely. "Yes, my child, it is," the puppet answered in his airy voice. "And is it true that kids have been murdered here?" I knew it was a bad question to ask, but I needed a favor, or more so, a promise for the puppet to keep for me. There was a long silence. The puppet sighed. "Yes, children have been murdered here. Why do you wish to know this?" the puppet asked. "I need a favor from you. I heard the murderer is still around and is out for another victim. If that victim is me, will you promise to make me possess one of the new children animatronics? You would know who the ones will be, don't you?" I asked and explained to the puppet. He sighed again. "Yes, I do know. There is going to be Benjamin the bunny, son of Bonnie, Senorita the chicken, daughter of Chica, Frank Fazbear, son of Freddy, and finally Foxina the pirate fox, daughter of Foxy. Which one do you want to possess?" The puppet waited patiently for my answer. "I want to possess Foxina. I want Foxy to be my father." I looked at Foxy, and he blushed with pride. "I will happily oblige to that decision, lassie." Foxy patted me on the head. "Rose, come on, time to go home. You'll see your father tonight at home," my mom yelled from across the diner. I looked at my purple watch. 8 p.m. is closing time for the public. My watch read 9 p.m. Every week I go to work with my father, who is one of the owners of the pizzeria. I pick up my school bag and hug Foxy. He seemed unsure at first, and then gently hugged me back. I run off to the door to see my mother waiting for her with her laptop bag. My mom comes with me, and while I fascinate myself with what my dad does, she continues her work on her novel. She's an author, and best-selling one at that. As I ran past Kids Cove, I saw a pile of wires and parts scattered across the floor. There was also a static sound like a battered police radio. As I take my seat in the passenger side, I think about what Foxy had said. "I could be your friend and introduce you to my friends up there." My mom glanced for a split second from the road to look at me. "Honey, are you okay?" Mom whispered, sounding worried. I snapped back to reality. "Yeah, I was just thinking about the animatronics. They might be fun to make." I perked up to make sure I don't make Mom question me. You're certainly your father's daughter, aren't you?" Mom chuckled. As we pull in, I see a hooded figure walk down the path with a bag, and something fell out of it. A plan came flowing, fully formed in my head. Step 1, sneak out while the neighborhood is asleep. Step 2, investigate what it is. Step 3, if it belongs to the child murderer, alert the police that I have a piece of evidence. When we arrive home, I open the door to my house, and that's when my baby sister, Charlie, crawled across the floor towards me. She sat up and stared at me lovingly. She cooed, and her arms shot up in the air. I giggled and picked her up, nuzzling her nose with mine. She laughed her big, happy laugh. As Mom paid Charlie's babysitter, I took her up to the playroom and gave her some of her favorite toys. She looked at each one in wonder. She picked up a big teddy bear, which was the one she slept with every night. I giggled and watched as Charlie tried to figure out which one to play with first. I suddenly had a bad daydream. If I got murdered and went on to possess one of the new animatronics, what about Charlie and Mom? Would Charlie even remember me when she grew up? And Mom and Dad would be heartbroken. No, I couldn't think about all of that. Plus, I'm not sure if it will even happen. It's just a promise I have made myself to assure that the future will be great. As I watched Charlie play, my text tone went off, playing a beautiful melody. I check who it's from. It was from Dad. I entered messages and clicked the icon with his face on it. Hey, Flower, I saw you interacting with Foxy today, and I saw him take you over to the prize corner. Any reason why you were talking to the puppet? I was just discussing things with them. Although I did hear a weird static noise when I went past Kid's Cove. What is that? Oh, that would be Toy Foxy. But the kids didn't seem to like her that much and tore her apart. The staff got tired of putting her back together, only for the kids to take it apart the next day. I was able to recover her when I heard that the toy animatronics were being scrapped. The night before they were scrapped, I collected up all her spare parts in the backstage area, and a few pieces of other scrap metal. Later, I fixed her. But her voice box still needs tweaking. Her police radio also needs replacing or clearing up. I'm sure I can help there, Dad. If you bring it home tonight, I'll see what I can do with her voice box. Is there anything else that needs technical fixing? Yeah, her facial recognition scanner has been tampered with in the past. I'll see if I can find anything on the internet about fixing them. You're a smart girl. I'm sure you can work it out by yourself. Thanks, Dad. See you when you get home. You too. As I read what we wrote in the past 10 minutes, I looked up at the top of the screen. 10 p.m. That's way past Charlie's bedtime. I started to freak out, but then I realized that she had already fallen asleep on her massive teddy bear. I carried her upstairs and placed her in her crib. I also placed her giant teddy bear next to her, and then I tiptoed out of my parents' room and into my own to grab my pajamas and go to the bathroom to have a shower. I trudged back upstairs, barely able to function, and flopped into my bed before hearing my reminder go off. Investigating to do in an hour. I remembered immediately that I saw something fall out of that man's bag. Just as I was about to lie down to sleep, I heard a soft knocking. Dad had come home with the broken animatronic for me to fix her technical difficulties. Hey, kiddo, I didn't realize you were up this late, Dad whispered. To be honest, neither did I. I wanted to say to Dad. He realized that I was tired, and he would be in the garage if I needed him, and retreated. I snuggled into the pillow and pulled the duvet over my head and fell asleep. Beep! Beep! My eyes shot open and turned my alarm off before I woke up anyone else. I pulled on a hooded jacket as I stared out the window. My window was conveniently placed in front of the garage. The light was on, but Dad always kept a bed in there, as he has to work on something and always forgets to turn off the light. I crept downstairs, making sure I missed the squeaky stair for obvious reasons. I go past my school bag and grabbed my spare keys, which I have in case Mom is home late. I stepped out the door and saw Dad slouching over his workbench, but slowly started to sleepwalk to the bed in the corner. I caught a quick glimpse of the animatronic I was to fix. She had a head like Foxy, but instead of it being red, it was pink and white with light pink cheeks and lipstick. The only other bits of her that were actually still there were a few pieces of scrap metal. I guess Dad convinced his business partner to put her back in Kid's Cove, but she had been torn apart again. She only had one eye, and what was even stranger, she had a second endoskeleton head. She is Foxy's replacement, but I don't know what that would be there. I should ask Dad about that tomorrow. I decided to focus on my task, and then worry about that. I wandered down the path, where I saw the hooded man. I put the light on my phone, and the path came to life in the brightest way. I saw something glinting in my light. I sneaked over to it, like I was sneaking up on one of my friends. I looked abruptly at it. It took a second to click that it was a knife. It also had a faint red patches on it. With farther examination, I came to realize that it was the knife used by a child murderer. I immediately switched to my camera app and took photo evidence, and then called 911. Hello, how may I help you? A voice called out from the other side of the line. Hello, I have evidence of a knife that may have been used by the loose child murderer. I spoke, strong and clear. Okay, we will have some police officers come to your location. Where are you at this minute? The voice continued. I gave the operator my exact location, and she asked me to stay where I am and don't contaminate the evidence. I waited patiently for them to arrive. When the officers arrived, they asked if I had seen it anywhere else, as I shouldn't be wandering the streets this late. Yes, I saw it fall out of a man's bag when I came back home at around 9:45 p.m., I answered their question. Can you describe this man's appearance? A policewoman interrogated me further. Yes, he was in a black hooded sweatshirt and dark pants, but I did realize he wasn't wearing any gloves. I gladly gave her his appearance. After questioning me for about 45 minutes, they dropped me off home. I snuck back upstairs and took off my jacket. I slipped under the duvet once more, but I couldn't sleep. Something about that man wasn't quite right. Why would he have a bag which looked like it had multiple weapons in it? Was he looking for his next mascot victim at Freddy's? Making a mental list made me feel sleepy, and I drifted back to sleep. Okay, I'm gonna split this into 2 parts, so this will be part 1, and I'll post the rest at a later date, probably within the next few days. And, well, I hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully I'm understandable and everything. Sorry if my dog was snoring, but you know how it is with animals. So, well, this was fun. If you liked it, don't forget to press the like button and maybe leave a comment or even subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.